Star Connections Radio presents.
Hello there, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. I am your host, Jesse Oakley III, and the purpose of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is to interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in their communities. You name it, speakers, authors, writers, singers, people that are doing community service. You'll hear from them first on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. Now, happy people. As many of you know, I belong to a wonderful organization called Toastmasters International, and I've been a part of this organization now for going on 23 years, and it has always been a great experience whenever I join a club or whenever I go to an event. There's some amazing people that you can find in Toastmasters, and today I found an amazing person within Toastmasters. I believe she is also a media past district director, and she comes to us from District 10, which I believe is the Northeast Ohio, Cleveland area. And please let me welcome none other than Miss Sandra Orland. Sandra, how's it going?
It's going great, Jesse. How is it going for you?
I'm doing very fantastic, and I appreciate you being here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. And without further delay, let's chat. All right, now first and foremost, what do you think your definition of Toastmasters is?
Well, Jesse, funny you should ask. I always go back to the club mission because it's so true. Toastmasters provides that positive and supportive environment where individuals can develop and enhance their communication and leadership skills. Through this continuous journey, members can greater the self-confidence and experience profound personal growth. Each meeting functions as a dynamic learning laboratory. And I like using the word laboratory because it's experiential. It's a space where members listen, speak, provide feedback, and most importantly, grow together. This growth is not limited by those delivering the speeches. The act of offering constructive feedback offers improvement for everyone involved. At its core, Toastmasters embodies that plan, do, check, act methodology that I like to refer to back into my software development. It's also similar to scientific experimentation on agile retrospectives. Like refining that research or software, members can then cycle through their experience with different people and projects and perspective, always serving as a crucial moment of reflection for evaluating the program and their progress with their communication, leadership, adaptability, and human connection. It's through Toastmasters, learning is never static. It's a continuous process of experimentation, reflection, and transformation.
All right, fantastic. That is a fantastic definition. Now, we talked about Toastmasters. Now, I know I've been in the organization for 23 years, but prior to that, I was involved with Speechcraft 30 years ago as an engineering student at University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. Now, that was my first start within the Toastmasters world. How did you get started within Toastmasters? What was your beginning point?
Well, that's what a great question, Jesse. I first stepped into that Toastmasters meeting out of an obligation. Now in 2017, our chief information officer of our company was speaking. I had to attend. I wasn't required. I just had to. I had to hear him speak in front of this audience. And honestly, I assumed Toastmasters at the time was just another costly professional organization, something I'd observed from the sidelines and never really truly engaged with. But the moment the meeting began, I was captivated. Everything flowed seamlessly. And the structures, transitions, the formal exchanges, the shaking of hands, that respectful handshake between speakers. There was an energy in the room, a rhythm to the process. I couldn't look away. I knew right then and there I had to be a part of it. I, too, have been involved with leadership my entire life with 4-H, growing up as Girl Scouts, Girl Scout leader, and as a PTU organization in my church. But stepping into Toastmasters was a completely different experience. After that meeting, I was hooked and I had to get it. I had to be involved. I had to be a part of it. And I've been fostering that growth and learning ever since.
Fantastic. Now, we have different opportunities, different challenges that we face in organizations. Now, being the leaders as we are, especially within the district realm, we've been through a couple of different challenges as leaders. Now, what has been one of your greatest challenges within joining Toastmasters, and how did you conquer it?
Well, I have two really great challenges. I have a lot of challenges, we'll say. And each of those challenges had some learnings, but I think the most impactful were these two. When I first started in Toastmaster, I really needed to finish my level 2, and that was within the leadership style project. I was stuck. I hit a roadblock. I couldn't go any further. I didn't know what to do. 2 to 3 months went by. I was struggling. I'd done all the tests. I've done all the Myers-Briggs, the DISC assessment, and something wasn't clicking. I just couldn't believe how I would speak about my leadership style until I sat down with the mentors and talked through the situation with them. That's when it was unrevealed to me. The roadblock was then crushed down. I was able to conquer my fear and be able to deliver that message. That gave me an invaluable leadership lesson, is to, when you're stuck, reach out to a mentor. They'll help get you unstuck. The second challenge, oh my goodness, was difficult interpersonal dynamics. And, guess what? People are all around us, and we've got to figure out how to work better with them and keeping everyone whole in the process. And that's been one of my big drivers. Working with my mentor, the path forward with this difficult situation, challenging situation, was not obvious. One thing had to be clear to me. I had to make a decision. And I just couldn't make that decision. I was stuck. I was like, I don't want to make the decision. What are the other pros and cons? I laid them all out. I talked with all my mentors. But it was only when I really took that advice for myself that I said I had to take a decision. And once I made that decision, the world opened up. The weight on my shoulders was open. I felt so calm. And I don't think if someone had told me to do the exact thing that I did, I don't think I would have believed them until I did it. And it was just brought me so much more calm, and I was able to complete the tasks I needed to complete. And it's been life-changing. So that leadership lesson brought me to, don't tell people what to do, give them opportunity to experience it themselves. Give them the choice, give them the chance to think of those options. And I think there's so many people that were involved that was just like listening to me, like I couldn't figure out how to do this, but is because of the calmness that I received. That was a huge learning for me. And I'm driven to give those opportunities to others to say, how would you do it? It's in your hands. How would you then, and then ask them afterwards, how did it go? What did you learn? How did you reflect? That was a huge lesson for me.
Oh my goodness, those are two great overcoming challenging moments that you do overcome, and nothing feels better than the power of conquering and overcoming the different challenges. And these are great examples, Harry, people, on showing how the challenges can be conquered. And Sandra, thank you for sharing those conquering challenges. Oh my goodness. Now, the next question I have for you is, what were some of your best moments within Toastmasters?
Oh, wow. The best moments. Well, I would say, as I was serving as district director, one of my best moments, I felt there was an immense responsibility for my district, for the members, especially for the members, to make sure that they were cared for with dedication and careful preparation. Because of that preparation, I just kept learning. I had books. I was devouring books like I couldn't eat enough books. I was drinking the books. It was ridiculous. I spent all my time, no matter what I was doing, I was listening to a podcast, or I was hearing a book while I'm driving. While I'm walking my dog, I might be reading another book, and then finishing it up and reflecting on how that's going to be done. But I didn't just listen to them, Jesse. I applied those learnings. Right away. One of the biggest learnings was develop a team, work with a team to accomplish your goals, because you cannot do this alone. Leadership is not a one-man sport. It is a team. And because of the team impact and developing my team and working with my team, we flourished. I can't speak enough about the team that I worked with, the teams. There were more than one team, because you can't just do everything. There's a lot of things going on. That was I was so proud of their journey as well as my journey and what we accomplished during that year. So that was probably the biggest accomplishment, the greatest satisfaction that I've had as being a district director.
I tell you, that being a district director is truly fantastic. And I tell you what, everyone has great accomplishments and best moments within Toastmasters. You don't know unless you join Toastmasters, or you can have your best moments. When it comes to Sandra's best moment being within the district director field, or my best moment within Toastmasters, despite the fact of being a district director, region advisor, and international director, always the best moment for me is marrying my wife, Dana Wall Oakley. That is the best moment that was there. So for anyone that asks me what my best moment in Toastmasters is marrying my wife. And hi, Dana. Hi, honey. All right. Now, we have those best moments within Toastmasters. Now, there's somebody out there that's going to look at you and see what you've done for the Toastmasters community and just say, you know what? I want to do what Sandra's doing. They come up to you and they come up with some nervousness right there. They get a chance to talk to you and they say, Sandra, I am amazed with your work in Toastmasters. I want to be in your shoes and I want to be just like you. Now, if you had any advice for that person who wants to step in your shoes, what advice would that be?
That's a great question, Jesse. And I've had that quite a bit lately. Surprisingly. So I would sum it up to this. If someone wants to do what I'm doing, I would tell them to have an infinite mindset, not just a growth mindset, an infinite one. And it's a direct reflection from Simon Sinek. And he refers to that as a growth mindset, but your growth mindset is limiting to that one focus. Infinite means you have never ending growth. You're always learning. You're open to change and responsive to that change around you. It's not just your change, but you're seeing the change in others. The change in others helps everyone grow together. So where can you do this? Toastmasters. Toastmasters is your experiential learning environment. It's your laboratory of learning. Like I said in the beginning, it is, whether you're running a project through an open house, you're running a speech craft, or maybe even a club learning opportunity that you have a project to run, consider maybe another district project that might need to be done. Or if there's a need, try it. You never know. And that's how I ended up where I am. I raised my hand. I said, I'd like to be involved. That's your first step. Are you interested? Raise your hand. Say, I want to help, and provide your gifts. Look at what gifts you can offer, and then offer those out unconditionally to the people that you're working with, so you can then all grow together and have that collaborative conversation. I've heard of people say boundaries, but it's a collaboration of boundaries. And I heard again, I'm going to refer back to Simon Sinek. It's not boundaries, setting up your walls. It's negotiating what those boundaries look like. Perhaps you might be working a little bit extra one day, or maybe not so much the other day, but what are the days that are really respectful for you? What are those days that are non-negotiable with your family, with your work, with your personal projects? As long as you respect all of those and you are open to discuss those, I feel like your infinite mindset's going to grow even further, and you'll have those conversations. Sometimes they're difficult, but I think they're so worthwhile.
True. If not true, that's 100% true. And it's always best to actually build those bridges instead of walls when it comes to working together and helping each other out. Building bridges can connect to so many people in so many ways and so many facets. Truly fantastic. Now, there are people that are probably out there that want to know more about Toastmasters. Where could they actually go to know more about Toastmasters, whether it is Toastmasters International or even in your district of District 10, which is, I believe, Northeast Ohio? Where could it go?
Well, for Toastmasters organization on an international level, you could just go to toastmasters.org. Click find a club in your local area, the times that make sense to you. That's where you're going to grow together with your community of people. I'm even looking at a club over in Italy when I happen to be there in a few months, and reaching out to a club to see if they even meet and just show up for a meeting. That'd be a great coincidence, right? And hopefully they speak a little bit of Italian, because I'm trying to learn Italian too with my infinite mindset.
Nice.
For District 10, you could go to district10.org and you could find out more information about District 10. We do host a number of open houses from our clubs all there. We've got a pretty up-to-date calendar of events that are happening. In fact, our conference is next weekend in Broadview Heights, Ohio. It's very exciting. We're going to have our accredited speaker, Maureen Zappala there, distinguished Toastmaster, to speak for us.
I tell you what, I love Maureen Zappala, and she happens to live here in Las Vegas in the District 115 community. And I tell you what, you have some great people, not only in Toastmasters, but also in District 10. All you have to do is go to district10.org.
That's correct.
District10.org. Check out the community over there. You have some fascinating people within that wonderful Toastmasters community, let alone go to Toastmaster.org, and you actually go worldwide and check out so many amazing people within Toastmasters. Now, this portion of the interview is the shout out portion. And if you could give a shout out to anybody for making your journey possible, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Well, I wouldn't be here today without the guidance, encouragement, and unwavering support of some really incredible people. A special tribute to Alicia Smith-Kirk, and she passed away in 2024. Her mentorship has shaped a lot of my journey, and a lot of her lessons I carry with me with gratitude. Some others, Jenny Lee Taylor, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have run for Club Growth Director at that time. Again, she continues to inspire me and mentor me through the process of life and so forth. For other folks that work alongside of me, like people from my district, Tricia Speyer, Karen Isaacs, who's from District 40, who I happened to have her as a region advisor for 2 years. That was great. Separated by another region advisor, friends Tracy Tuma, Sharon Stattle, through which if I don't work with them, I don't know what I'm doing with myself lately. And then finally, I really want to shout out to my husband, who's also a Toastmaster, just started, not even a year old. No, he will be a year-old Toastmaster after going to our conference, which I'm really excited for him as a new officer as well for his local club here. Not a club that I belong to. He belongs to his own club. So proud of what he's been able to do. And I want to mention someone else, but I just can't mention them, but they know who they are. Their calls always came at the right moments, offering that light that I needed so desperately at the moment I needed it. And they know who they are, because without them, I wouldn't be standing in this journey and being as successful and hopefully helping others, not making them, it's helping them, helping others to also achieve success.
Fantastic. So many amazing people that you thanked, and I'm very familiar with each and every one of them. And it's always good to hear some amazing names, especially the people that help you get to your journey within Toastmasters. Now, this last question I have for you is addressed to my group and my crew. And my group and my crew, they're known as the happy people. And all these happy people, especially after I do these interviews, they are amazed with so many words of wisdom that I have from people on interviews. Now, if you can actually give some wise words of wisdom for my crew, my people, the happy people, what would it be?
Absolutely. I've got 3 words of wisdom. Pause and reflect. It's through that reflection that we grow the most. Second, embrace that infinite mindset. Don't just kind of do it. Embrace it. Keep learning. Don't stop. You're going to always evolve. Yes. And then third, seek support when you need it. Call a friend. Bring in a mentor, because you're going to hit a roadblock. And when you do, make sure you have someone you can call and just talk through it. And then you'll find it wasn't so bad after all.
All right. And that is a perfect bookend to a wonderful interview with you, Sandra Orland. And on behalf of all the happy people that are watching this, I want to thank you for taking the time out to be here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Glad to be here.
All right, and this concludes this interview of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. For more positive words of wisdom for the happy people, go to prradioconnections.com, and you can also go to the YouTube channel called PR Connections. But wait, there's more. You can also check out a brand new YouTube page that is out there, a YouTube channel, I should say, and it's called Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. And you can hear from past interviews that I've done on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type in Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and enjoy all the people I've interviewed from the past that were positive people making big differences in their community. This concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. I hope to see you next Sunday at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time for another episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. On behalf of all the happy people that are out there, you take care of yourselves and have a great day. Bye.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.